I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Q-Tip. That's Q-Tip. And the short guy, which is me. I'm the kid Dre, and
I'm Dee. And by the way, I think they would be able to know who's
you'd be surprised.
Q-Tip.
You'd be surprised at how many people say, "Hey, Q-Tip," and I'm like, "No, I'm the short guy." It's very visually, it's clear that I'm the fucking short guy. So they're just trying to get under my skin at this point. But I'm the short guy. And that's Q-Tip.
Just a little quick announcement because Dre here wanted to come at me.
What did I do now?
What?
What the fuck did I do now? I feel like I wasn't even talking to you just now.
So, I am in charge of editing the videos.
Oh my god, yeah.
So, I have been slacking. I apologize for slacking on the videos. But, you can go over to our Spotify and listen
iTunes as well.
Whatever you use to listen to podcasts, you can go over to those and listen to our other podcasts that aren't on YouTube. Yeah. And if you are on Spotify or whatever you are right now and you're listening, then disregard this message, and it doesn't really
pertain to you particularly, yeah. But also it's not like we're doing this for a job, but it does pay us. So Spotify and iTunes is better to listen to this on anyways. I know you want to see our adorable faces and shit and the way that we talk with our eyes and smiles and shit, but go to your podcasts listening tools like Spotify and iTunes and Google Podcasts and
or anyways, you can go to Anchor and
No, you can go to Anchor.
No, I meant YouTube and just watch the videos because I usually edit them, but
or you can be complete supporters and on Fridays listen to the podcast on iTunes, and then on Sunday be like, I really want to know what they were talking about or what the face they were making when they said this part, and then go watch it on YouTube.
And you know what?
If D puts it up. So now you see now I'm
sorry. And you know what? I think that's the better way of doing it. Absolutely. Because the face really helps.
Honestly, sometimes sometimes because on our Instagram, the picture that was posted of you looking at me dude, shut the fuck up. You would be able to see all of these reactions to the things
honestly,
that I say.
Just watch my face.
Yeah, no, you
would know.
You would know this is our everyday conversations. We are literally just hitting record for you. But anyways,
let's get into the podcast topic of the week. Since today, not today, since it's April.
Are you fucking okay, bro? Jesus.
It's the bubble tea.
No sponsors though, so cover that logo.
Yeah, they can't see it. Since it is April, we wanted to talk. It is National Sexual Assault Month. And we wanted to talk about sexual violence. So I just wanted to start off with some statistics.
And make sure you say where you're getting this information.
Of course. So according to the CDC, nearly 1 in every 5 women have experienced or completed or attempted rape in their lifetime. And 1 in 3 female.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say experience.
Yeah. And 1 in 3 female rape victims experienced it for the first time between the ages of 11 to 17 years old. And for the men, because men experience sexual violence as well, nearly 1 in 38 men have experienced, completed, or attempted rape during his lifetime. About 1 in 4 male rape victims experienced it for the first time between 11 and 17 years old. 1 in 4 male victims reported that it occurred before age 10.
Is it do you have it on there? Does it say the amount of reported Because like I feel like the number of female victims is gonna be substantially higher than males. Like I just feel that a man would not want to be like, yeah, so someone or not even just like a man sexually assaulted me, yada yada. But even if it's a woman, he wouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm. I have it for universities.
Mm-hmm.
So 23% of undergraduate females experience rape, and 80% go unreported.
In school?
Yeah, in college.
Jesus Christ.
80% go unreported to law enforcement and university authorities.
I feel like a lot of that is like those situations where like we were at a party, underage drinking, so if I say this, then I have to say that kind of thing, or like threaten. It was somebody that could affect their schooling, anything like that. There's so I don't understand it. Like there's so many reasons to why people don't say stuff, and those reasons are just like, I guess it's one of those like if you're in that position you'd understand, but like it's so hard to understand why someone wouldn't say stuff.
Mm-hmm. Every 73 seconds, another American is sexually assaulted. This is according to RAIN.org. This is the
73 seconds.
This is the sexual
less than
assault.
a minute and a half. Every less than a minute and a half. So every like minute and a quarter, someone is sexually assaulted in America.
This is the sexual assault hotline website. They give a lot of information about sexual assault stuff. Yeah. And I bring this up for us to talk about because we need to change the narrative. We need to change these numbers. And as men, I feel like we need to be better allies.
Specifically as men with female friends. Like we have
female friends and sisters.
Sisters, yes. And then there's like, our mom. Our moms.
We need to be better. We need to be better allies.
No, yeah, 100%. And I've always believed. I think I was raised pretty well. I think I was raised by a pretty good man. I don't know if I worded that right, but my father's morals is just. But my father's morals comes because he has two sisters and his mom. So like that's kind of. I guess it just kind of trickled down to me from him. But it's like I was never raised to believe that like if a woman says no, you just gotta try harder type mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit don't even sound right. Like respect the fuck. Like you need to respect them. Like it's crazy. I know it's bad. Like for people who actually know me, who are probably listening to this, they're probably like, nigga, what did you just say? But like I was raised that way, and I know I went through a lot of shit. But first of all, most people don't know my experiences, don't know my story, why I ended up being the way that I was with people. But I also have gone through things that made me realize that, like, nah, dude, you a piece of shit. But along my path of being a piece of shit, not once did I ever think that it was okay to be disrespectful to a woman sexually. That's even in a relationship where it's like, because guess what? Most men I don't think understand this, but you can absolutely 100% rape your girlfriend, wife, or whatever. Definitely. Because if she says no, it's no. It doesn't matter if y'all live together. Mm-hmm. So like, if I was with someone and they were like, I don't want to have sex with you right now, then stop trying. Like you, like that's just where it's at. It's just like, respect is respect, man. A woman is a human being. It's like the same thing as fucking black people being like, oh, just because my skin color is different, okay? Just because they have a vagina and you have a penis does not make you any better than them. That's how I look at it.
Men. We need to stop making this like a cool thing. Like, oh, yo, yeah, let me tell you what I did last night. Yo, I just, had sex with so-and-so and, she said no. Oh, shoot, really? Like, stop making it a cool thing.
Yeah. that's not cool.
And we need to end the stigma of the fact that not only the fact that like men talk like this, because one, not all men talk like this, but
Right.
the fact that men can't be advocates and can't stand up for women as well.
Without being fucking judged.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the worst part, is like you say one thing to some dude who has this mindset of what a man is, and automatically you are something else in their mind. And it's like, bro, listen. In my opinion, a man is a man. A man is not what you think a man is. A man is not somebody who disrespects women. A man is not somebody who talks like this or listens to this or does this or dresses like this. No, a man is a man. What they do, how their personality is, makes them them. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I am the type that I'll run around in a fucking way that don't make me anything but a man that will run around in a way to make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so you stare and gawk at women and talk about, oh, look at her fat ass while she's walking away, probably with her man, and then you're talking to her like that behind her back. That's disrespectful.
That's not okay.
You wouldn't say that shit to her face, would you?
And as a friend,
but that's the ultimate question: is would you say that shit to her fucking face?
As a friend, if you're sitting there and you are listening to that, you need to say something like, "Hey, man, that's not
chill the fuck out,
yeah.
Bro. Listen,
if a girl is dancing at a club and she says, "Nah, man, not right now," can you back up? Then you have to back up.
Yo, can we just first of all let me hold that thought about the club thing? Like, keep that in your mind so I don't forget. But can we just talk about like? The simple fact is, like, think about it this way, and nobody ever puts it in this perspective. So, like, the other day, I was at work, and this girl walked in, and I was like, damn, she got a nice ass, right? Kept it to myself. I didn't call nobody over, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like shorty, and I was like, the best part about where I'm working right now is I can see all the girls come in with nice asses. And then I thought to myself, like, yo, people be doing this to her. Like, I don't want no nigga drooling over that shit. Like, I was like, yo, all right, I'm gonna stop looking today because I don't like this. I don't like this feeling right now.
Now that you said that, working at the place that you worked at, because I worked there too before. I don't work
and that happened.
And that happened. We'd be like, hey, 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or your boy will be like, oh, so needs some help in the aisle, whatever. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I fucking give I give away my job. At some point, I'm just going to tell y'all where I work. But anyway, he'd be like, oh, over there they need help. And I'll be like, I go over there and I'm like, oh, I understand. But like, at first, I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah,
shit. And like, and before, my thing was, my ex was super insecure, so I would just not look. Because I was like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to go home and be like, did you see any asses? No, man. And no, I'm lying. And I am not a liar. So I just stopped looking. But like now, going almost 8 years not looking, it's so easy for me to just be like, whatever. I don't particularly care. If I want to look at an ass, I can go home and look at an ass.
That's true.
Anyways, I gotta stop talking anyway. But like, so that whole club thing is like that. Like, yo, all right, if you're at a club and a girl's dancing, right? If she's dancing with her friends by herself, and a guy comes up behind her and she's like, no, just because she's dancing. First of all, she's at a fucking club. Did you expect her to stand on the wall? She didn't put on all that makeup and get in that tight ass dress to go stand on the fucking wall. So she
she did not wear that tight ass dress. So meaning that she deserves it.
That's a whole nother thing too, man. Listen, but like, if she says no, I'm good. I don't want to dance with you. First off, you're a fucking stranger. So no, if she don't want to dance with you, then accept it. But like, if she don't want to dance with you, she don't want to fucking dance with you. Let her dance with her girls or by herself. Let her be drunk in the club by herself and not have to fucking worry. Like, why? How is it a thing? Why is it a thing that people have to worry about being out and having a good time?
You know, that's a scary thought. I didn't even think about it until my sister had mentioned it to me. Like, she takes the city bus and she goes to school, and she tells me like she would pretend to talk on the phone just so that it would look like she's talking to someone because she's worried about walking around in the street. I'm like, wow.
Yo!
That's a scary thought.
Bruh. Our friends have mace and a taser. That should be scary enough to think that our friends feel they need to walk around with that shit.
Well, my sister's like 16, 17.
I really wish you know how old your sister was.
No, I'm saying like before when she first started doing this.
Okay.
So she was like 15, 16.
I would have still got her ass some fucking mace, dual mace. I would have been like, that shit hurts. Have you ever been sprayed with mace before?
I have not. I don't want to experience it. I've seen enough videos so like, that it's very painful.
So my ex sprayed me with mace. So like, I grabbed it and sprayed her ass back.
Wow.
Domestic violence is not okay, but
that's another.
I just but I wanted her to know what it felt like, cause like, so we were arguing and she sprayed me with it, cause she's hella dramatic. But
she's like, oh my god.
So
oh my gosh, I'm
but
so
like,
sorry.
I don't know if you've ever seen me in pain, but like when I am in pain, I flip, like I go into a whole different like character, I guess you could say, where I'm just trying my hardest to defeat the pain inside of me. So I'm just like sitting there staring, right?
Actually.
So like I just do that shit, right? And then finally, when it was like wearing off, my eyes are closed the whole time, so it was wearing off. And then she's like, "Are you okay?" Because I wasn't making that face. I was just sitting there with my eyes closed, and like eventually the tears started pouring. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yo, this shit hurts so bad." And I started dying laughing, and I was like, "Nah, you need to feel this shit, because if you ever do this to anybody else again, man, it is not fair." So she's like, no, don't spray me. And I was like, fuck that, I'm spraying you. I just took it and I fucking sprayed. I was so mad, but like I just couldn't stop laughing because it hurt so bad. Like, it was a different type of pain. You ever had pepper in your fucking eye? Because that's what it is. It's pepper in your eye. It fucking hurt, bro. Whew. That shit ever happened to me again, I probably would just like...
I've had lemon juice in my eye. It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's painful.
But that burns too. I just got paint in my eye the other day and it didn't feel good. But let me tell you, if somebody ever sprayed me with pepper spray again, eyes closed, I'm starting to swing. I don't give a fuck. I'm swinging like aimlessly. I'm everywhere. Kicking and scream and swing. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know who you are, but I'm swinging.
I'm gonna punch somebody's mama if they get too damn close. Don't fuck with me.
Oh my gosh, I saw a video on Facebook. Oh man, I saw a video on Facebook. Sorry, we're going down a rabbit hole right now. But I saw a video on Facebook where there was two guys fighting in Walmart, and he punched the guy's girl. And like,
yes, I seen that. That video was. I didn't know what was going on, bro. Like, all right, so literally, it was like, I don't know what the argument was about, obviously, but he came up, swung, and I was like, yo, did he miss?
Yeah.
And then when you go back, you could see he intentionally curved and hit the girl in the titty. Yeah. And then the other guy goes after him, but then he goes around somebody and goes straight to the girl and just mollywops her shit. And I was like,
fell to the floor.
She dropped. And I was like, at any point are these niggas gonna fight each other? That's what I was wondering.
And then I was reading the comments and they were like, "Oh, he definitely beat their ass." I was like, "What?
What fight are you watching?" Yeah,
for real, like
that shit made me mad. He's like, "Yo, you hit my girl, I'm gonna hit your girl." Nah, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up. And you're in Walmart. I would have picked up shit. And then he threw his soda or some shit at the girl. Like, why are you throwing shit? I don't understand. I did not understand that fight.
I didn't get it. Anyway, back to the topic that we were talking about. What were we talking about?
I don't know, but it sounds like we are into that fight. We were talking about
the mace. But before mace, we were talking about like
the club.
Our friends holding pepper spray in the club. Yeah. So yeah, as men, we need, if we see that as well, like we need to say something like, "Hey, yo, she said that she doesn't want it." Like,
right.
You just need to become better.
I feel like when we're all together, it's a lot better.
As like us
as a group, yeah, the five of us. But also it's like, where we hang out is, first of all, we usually hang out at one of our houses. But like where we hang out, there's not really that much of an issue.
That's probably like a whole different thing though. Like they probably have their own rape. Sexual assault culture.
We haven't had an issue. Like, we haven't had anyone be like, hey, let me get your number. Come on, why not? Like, I haven't witnessed any of that, unfortunately. None of us that, like, appealing. Oh, now I'm sad.
I mean,
What the
that
fuck?
happened to me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it did. I do remember that.
I feel like not. I feel like we do in society. We have the power. So
Unfortunately, that is true.
I feel like there's two sides to it. Like, we, as men, we know that we have power, so we take advantage of certain situations. But also, as men who have power, we need to be able to, as I've been saying this whole time, like, stand up to.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm not like, I don't want to go, like, I don't want to get into obviously personal stuff, but like I got to a point where I don't want to do something anymore. Just because I didn't believe in the situation, right? So my thing is, all right, you know what? Scratch that. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about my situation, okay? Strictly my shit. So let me tell you a story. All right, when I worked, I was 18 because I got this job. I had to buy diapers and stuff. So I got this job when I just became a father. And where it was is we had badges. The blue badges meant they were under 18. White badges meant they were above 18, obviously. There was this girl who, every time she worked, she would like, I want to work next to his register because I was a cashier. So she would always be like, put me over there to the FES. I want to be over there. And they would put her at whatever register they told her to fucking go to, and she would just walk over to where I was because I was the only one old enough to work at that register. Cigarettes and lottery. So I was 18. So she walked over there and she would lean on the counter and talk to me, and I had her number and I would talk to her and she would talk to me about how shit her boyfriend was, and I was like, okay, so we'll leave him, and I would talk to her about that. Mind you, whole time I'm still in a relationship with my son's mother. So he was a newborn, and so I don't know. She was shitty. She was a shitty employee. Like, she was late and she just sucked. So one day I came into work and I got called into the office and they were like, so we're gonna do an investigation. You can't tell anybody what's going on, but we're gonna do an investigation. She claims that you have been sexually harassing her. And I was like, how?
That's a pretty heavy thing to accuse someone of.
Right. Okay. Now, I understand. Somebody made an accusation and they are investigating. Mm-hmm. I don't remember if I did a report. It was 10 years ago, so I don't really remember. But I do remember that conversation, right? And then I went home that day. They told me I had to go home. And I came in for my next shift and I got fired. Sent straight home. I had to explain to my child's mother why I was sent home. Now, the FES at the time is a friend of mine. And when I actually got fired, I was like, okay, this is why I got fired. She's like, no one talked to me about it. And you would think they would ask me because she works for me. And then, she went, asked somebody else who worked there. They're like, yeah, nobody asked me anything. We don't know anything. So my friend actually asked questions, and she basically was like, that girl's mom and the manager that fired you are friends, and she's on a final right now for being late. So basically, it just seems like her final got lifted because she was like, well, I've been stressed because he was sexually harassing me. So basically, it just looked as though that she came up with that accusation so she could keep her job, which she got fired a week later anyways because she was late again. But
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 we took away the problem.
yeah, you took away the problem. You were still late, bitch. That's you. Which honestly, if you're late to work, I don't know. But I guess you were stressed. But it's like, okay. So my thing is like, I think even though I lost my job, I respected the fuck out of the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because a female said that a male who was older than her was harassing her. And I was like, okay. Like, obviously at the time I was pissed because I was like, I have a child that needs diapers and food. And, like, you just fired me. And I'm with his mother. And I don't, back then I did cheat. But, like, I wasn't cheating on her. Not with that girl. But but basically, so I was just like, but she said she was uncomfortable. She said she was being harassed, and they did what they were supposed to do, and I accepted that. But it's like there are some places that will be like, nah, it's he said, she said, and like to me that is so fucking like because of what I experienced. That to me is so fucking left sided.
Yeah,
like, how can you even not consider that?
Yeah, workplaces, schools, or just everyone in general. We need to create a place where people are able to come out and speak about these things, and they're actually going to be heard and believed, because that
absolutely.
is also a thing too. It's like you tell someone something and they're like, oh, it's he said, she said.
But let's go back to like we should be trying to get it to the point where it's like, yeah, they should be heard. We should believe them. But can we just not give them a reason to have to say that they've been harassed? Because that's just fucked up.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I'm sorry, I need to hear myself because I don't know how loud I'm talking. But like, it doesn't make sense to think that just because a female is pretty or has a nice body that it gives you the right to be like, oh, let me take you up. Why not? Oh, you think I'm ugly? Oh, but you're not interested? Oh, you got a man? No, just no. It's just fucking no. There doesn't even need to be a reason. That girl can think you're fucking attractive and she could want to sit on your fucking face, but if she said no, it's fucking no. It doesn't matter the reason. Like, there doesn't even need to be a reason. And I just, like, I can't fathom how some people really just, like, persistently will be like, I've been trying to get with you. Okay. So, at what point are you going to stop? Because it's not working. I already said no. Now you're just harassing her. And you think it's innocent because you think girls like that attention? Do you like, I want to know, like, I want to ask somebody, do you honestly think that a girl enjoys you coming up to her every single day being like disgustingly aggressive and trying to like get her to go out with you, get her to go get drinks with you? Which, by the way, going up to a girl and be like, hey, let's go get drinks is not a fucking flattering thing to do. Just because she knows at the end of the day what you're trying to do. She knows that it's gonna. She knows. Like, you're trying to get me drunk so you can fuck. Like, what girl wants to fucking hear that shit? And for the record, guys don't like that either, girls. We do not like to know that you want to go get drinks with us because you've got to be drunk to the fuckers. I've had a situation where I was like, do you drink every time you come over? Because now I feel some type of way.
Wow.
Like, you gotta be intoxicated, bro. That's fucked up.
I think that's a sad thing to think about, like, as females, like, growing up. That's something that they have to worry about.
Yeah, for sure.
Or even if, like, you're a parent, you have to tell your daughter, hey, this is what you have to be careful of.
Yeah. And, like, as a father of a male, like, I'm like, my worries are completely different, but it's like, bro, if my son was a girl, if I had a daughter instead of a son, first of all, it would have taken less than 10 years for me to fix my shit, like, get my shit together. But like, yeah, I would worry so much more because I already am worried about him and the things that he does and things that he's like so oblivious to. So I know that if my child was a female, boy, I would be freaking out every day. I'm like, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me to tell me that she got to school and home okay? Any boys bothering you? Like that's the thing that I would ask. I would constantly be like, are there any boys at school bothering you? Are there any boys that like you? Are they hitting you? Are they teasing you? But I don't go to my son and be like, are there any girls teasing you? Do you got any girlfriend? The thing I do with my son though, is there was one time he was telling me, he's like, there's this girl that I like that I met in, I think he met her in fucking LA. I'm not even joking. I think
son met her in LA?
Yeah, he went there for a dance thing.
Oh.
But yeah, I think he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I met her in LA. She was at the dance and blah, blah, blah. And I have her number. And then he was telling me, he's like, but then there's this girl at school. And I was like, ooh, chill out. He's like, what? I was like, you can't do that. I was like, you need to make a decision. And it's fucked up to say. I don't know, it's tell my son it was fucked up. But I was like, it's not okay to have two girlfriends. It's not okay. And like, at his age, I couldn't be like, unless they're okay with it, because there are such things as open relationship. But like, that was too much to explain. So I was just like, it's not okay to have two girlfriends. Would you like it if you had a girlfriend and she had another boyfriend that you didn't know about? That's not okay. So like, I had to go through that conversation with him. But like, yeah, I would be shitting bricks if my child was a female. That's all I know. Okay, well, I care about my nieces. That came out wrong. I don't worry about my nieces because they have their own fathers.
Right.
I'm not stressing. I know their dads. So I'm not as worried. But anyways.
Well,
Water break, sorry.
so I just found another statistic.
Yeah.
34% of children under the age of 12 are victims of rape and sexual assault.
No, and a lot of it's like
66% is 12 to 17 years old. 1 in 9 girls and 1 in 53 boys under the age of 18 experience sexual abuse or assault at the hands of an adult.
Which is sick.
82% of all victims are under 18. 82% of all victims under 18 are female.
That's what. It's insane. It's just insane. Like,
what's insane about it is, as a parent, as a family member, it's not all family members and parents, but as a parent, as a family member, you are to protect your children. Mm-hmm. And you decide to touch your children sexually or put them in harm's way by
allowing somebody. That's the worst part. When somebody's like, Mom, your new boyfriend just was like in my room jerking off to me while I was sleeping.
Or your new boyfriend
no, you're making shit up.
Let his friend come into my room.
Yeah, and it's like, you're making shit up, go away. You just don't want me to be happy. Those type of moms. I don't like those type of moms. Those, you just don't want me to be happy. Shut up. But it's like, and my thing about that particular thing is like, the fact that a lot of it is like, don't tell anybody, or they do it in secrecy. Mm-hmm. So you know it's wrong. So granted, yes, they might statistically, or not statistically, but they might have medically or scientifically proved that that shit, like pedophilia is a sickness or whatever, or it's a, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. So you can go ahead and argue to your blue in the face that it's like a sexual preference, but it's like, if you're hiding it and doing that whole don't tell nobody shit, you know it's wrong. Mm-hmm. So you have every chance to stop it before it happens. And if you feel that way and it's your child, if you're a parent and you're like, ooh, I want me some of that, and it's your own fucking kid, give it up for adoption. Because that shit just blows my mind. How the fuck do you raise a child? And I would never understand how you could raise a child and then do that to them. I can't understand how you can do that to any child. Just like,
definitely.
It's just.
Yeah, but we
don't have that mind. Yeah, we don't think that way.
Yeah. They obviously have other things going through their mind that.
Like, my thing has always been, like, I am very honest. I have a select few people that I enjoy being around, but I hate people. I do not like people.
That is very honest.
But children and some old folks, it's like, yo, man, don't fuck with the kids. Or the old people. Not the old people. Not like my grandmother. She's great. I love my grandmother, my mom's mom.
Mm-hmm.
But she's so mean. She is just so mean. Those old people, I'll be like, yeah, go help yourself. Like the ones that are like, I came here to get something and you don't have it. Fuck you. You should have called first. You don't know how to use a phone? Oh well. Like those old people, fuck them. But like, yeah, no, old people and kids, it's just like they need to be protected at all costs. And animals, because they come here.
Aminos.
Come here. All right, this motherfucker.
Like,
yo, he was dead ass just all up on me, and now that I want him to come here, he won't. But it's like,
Vinny will come here.
But it's like, bro, if I had a fucking piece of pizza, he would. But it's like, you can see it, like, the fact that, like, unconditionally, this boy right here loves me. Man, I hope he jumped out of my arms off camera, so no one thinks that I agree with that guy. But, like, he will be in my face. He will kiss me. He likes to pet my face and shit, and, like, he just wants my love. So imagine me turning around and just smacking him in the face for no reason. He'll be like, whoa, why'd you do that? I just love you. And that's the same thing with old people and kids. It's like, they're like, I just love you. Why are you doing this to me? And then kids will grow up and be like, my parents touched me like this. This must be love. This is how they showed me that they love me. Mm-hmm. So if someone else does this to me, they love me. Or if I do this to someone else, it's because I love them. That people don't really. I feel like the best way to fix mankind is for people to start understanding how the brain works
and how what you do affects people.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's just like, it's so simple. It's like you condition people.
Mm-hmm.
People get conditioned by the environment they grew up in, and that is something they grew up with. So it's like you're literally just telling them, hey man, it's okay for a grown ass man who's your father to do this to you. So when you have kids, you can do it to them. No, that shit's fucked up. And then you just got a never ending cycle of fucked up kids.
And you know, that's the story that you hear from a lot of people. Like, oh, this happened to me when I was younger, so this is what I'm doing to other people.
Yeah.
Isn't that what...
My bad ear? Oh, I thought you were asking what I was
going to say, isn't that what Ray J said? Like, he was, like, sexually assaulted when he was younger or something, so he did that to girls.
Did he?
Some famous person
I don't
said
know.
that.
Was it 6ix9ine?
No, not Ray J. I'm sorry.
Wow, Ray J's
doing that.
Ray J's like, yo, my ears are ringing. I was like, Ray J?
I gotta cut that out because that was bad.
No, leave that. You meant R. Kelly. I know who you are. I was like, Kelly. What? I don't know.
You couldn't help me out.
I don't know because, listen.
You couldn't help me out.
I'm sorry, but R. Kelly did a lot of shit, and I don't know how he got that fucked up. Somebody is at home like, nigga, I ain't do that shit to you. He was peeing on girls. That's what fucked me up.
Some people like that.
Alright, I get that. I know I got that. But, like, here's my thing. Is like, before Netflix put on their little show, their little thing about him and what he did and all those people, like, talk, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He was peeing. He was peeing on people before that. He was doing it before that. We all knew he was doing this shit before anybody came out about it. We knew about it. I already knew, and I was like, this nigga's fucked up.
You knew that he was peeing on females, did you know?
I knew they were underage. We all knew they were underage. We all knew that the girls he was into was underage.
Mm-hmm.
And that my thing is just like, why did it take so long for us to all be like, revoked! Revoke that nigga's card! Revoke his music! Don't listen to that shit! Why did it take so long? Like, it shouldn't have. Because we all knew what was going on. I mean, we didn't know it was that bad. We didn't know exactly what was going on, but I'm sorry. Something happened to that man. Like he was raised some way fucked up because that shit's just crazy. Like most people are like, yeah, so my dad touched me, and now I'm fucked up, and like the therapist will be like, yeah, that's probably why every time you're around little Joey, you know what I mean? But like, what the fuck happened to R. Kelly? That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know. What the fuck happened? And you know what else? Now let's talk about these older gentlemen that so like Bill Cosby, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to be mad about the situation because, no offense, he's not the only person that was doing that back then.
No, but he is a very popular person, and he's someone who
shouldn't have. But all right, so it's not necessarily no. It was wrong. Let me put it this way.
No,
it was wrong, completely, 100%.
But I'm saying that he got a lot of shit for it because he's Bill Cosby.
Yeah, because he is who he is, and I get
who
that.
was a Family Guy. That's what we saw.
So
on the Bill Cosby show.
Here's my question. I'm mad. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, I used to watch that show, and I
wanted my family to be like that,
and now I don't know. Like, what? But my question is like, do you think his punishment was justifiable after so long?
What was his punishment?
He's in jail.
Oh, after so long?
Is he in jail? Fact check. Let's fact check that. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I just know what he did. I know
what
he did. I just didn't know what the outcome of it was because I was like,
it took so long.
Why?
It did take so long too, and I think Michael Jackson should have went to jail, but he's dead. So don't say that. I mean, the evidence was stacked pretty. The evidence was stacked so fucking
that
high,
Michael Jackson did that.
Like. I know, like, granted, like, I try to play devil's advocate because I'm like, if I had a shit ton of money, I probably would have a zoo too and a theme park and all that shit. Like, I definitely would invest in my own version of Neverland. But like, I don't know, Michael Jackson was just creepy. Like, I wouldn't invite kids over. I'm sorry, kids come to my door and I'll be like, no, this is for me. Why did you bring your children to my fucking There's big kid rides here.
I just don't want to believe that Michael Jackson.
I get it with him too. Is like his fucking father robbed him of his childhood, so I understand half. But basically, anyways, back to
Bill Cosby's in jail.
Bill Cosby's in jail. So back to my original question: do you think that was do you think that was justice?
Yes. Okay. Because
he got to be so free and famous and rich and all that shit. And then
no, because I feel like you still have to.
I'm sorry.
Yes, you trying to play footsie with me?
I'm bored. So.
No, no, no means no.
No means no. That's
I say yes because he and anyone who has sexually assaulted anyone or done anything wrong should face the repercussions of what they did. But that's not always the case. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not always the case.
I don't care either way.
You didn't care if he was out or in jail?
I didn't. Because I know it just doesn't affect me. I got to watch the Cosby Show.
I got to watch A Different World in the Cosby Show. So.
Yeah, it just doesn't affect me the same way. But I am very glad about. I was really happy when that Me Too movement shit started happening. Like I was like, okay, do your thing, girls. All right, stand up for yourself. Because it does take one for others to step up because like nobody wants to.
But again, why do we need to go to the extent of a movement? And I just
it's unfortunate, but it's reality. And
I feel like we have to start movements. And we have to do things like this because they're not being heard. When they go say things, they're not being heard. And also just for the fact that, like, when you start a movement, or it's like a bandwagon effect. Like, I experienced that too. Me too.
Yeah. I mean,
so that part of it is great, but I feel like to the extent of movements and protesting and doing things like that, advocation and all that, like,
I think
it comes
honestly, what that all they're really doing is trying to like be like, hey guys, there's a problem, like dudes that do this. This is a problem. Look what you're doing. Look what happens. There's consequences to the things you're doing, not just with yourself, but with the people you're doing it to. They get affected. Mm-hmm. And it's like trying to get them to realize that you guys got to stop. So I think that's what that is. Because, like, obviously, the way shit was back in the day, you know, woman stays home, does what her husband... and that was really cute. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Does what her husband says. Like all that shit. Like it was a mindset that was made because men were in charge always. So you know, when it was like, "Oh, all right, women get to vote. Okay, women can have a job. Okay, women can join the military. Okay, but we're still gonna." For some reason, we're still placing them as less than valuable as a man. Like, a male who has the same exact job as a female will still get paid more. Mm-hmm. And he will be expected to do his job much better. Just because he's a man. Which doesn't make sense, because no offense to all my brothers out there, but like... we're not as smart as women. I don't care. Unless you're like book smart. Like, I don't. Common sense wise, they just have it. They just got that shit.
Girls' brains develop a lot faster than guys' brains.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Like, women, they just get it before us. They're smarter than us, and it's okay to say that. I'm okay to say that.
Why don't more people think about the repercussions of their actions? Like, why don't they think, if I rape this girl, right, well, there's a possibility of her getting pregnant or having like a sexual disease, or like...
Okay, nobody thinks about that. Nobody thinks. Like, no one thinks about that. Not even two people consenting having sex like together. They're like, hey, I want to do the nasty. No one thinks about that because everybody's too worried about the fact that the dude can't feel the fucking inside of a vagina. Well, guess what? Too bad. I also can't stand niggas that are like, we'll take birth control so I don't have to wear a condom. Nigga, fuck you. Fuck that shit. Go fuck a fleshlight then. Anyways, I just think that when it comes to... I'm very passionate when it comes to this because it's like, bro, somebody talks to my sister like that, I will fuck you up. That's it. That's how it is. But anyways... I think when it comes specifically to the women that started the Me Too movement, like the women that were affected by celebrities doing that shit, they just think they can get away with it because of money, obviously. And they've seen so many people before them where it's like, hey man, this is how you get into the business. This is how I've always seen it done. You want to get in the business, you gotta, sleep your way to the top, right? So like I think they're just used to it, and obviously a lot of us non-famous celebrities with a bunch of money like to emulate the people we see on TV. So that could be another reason where they're just like, that shit don't happen to me. That won't happen to me. I'll get away with it. Everybody else gets away with it. Or they just don't give a fuck. Like, they literally are just like, this is what I want. I want to fuck you. I want to touch you. You're gonna let me. And if you say something to somebody, then this will happen to you. There's a lot of that too.
Or they won't believe you.
That's the worst part. That hurts, man. I'm sorry, but how are you gonna...
I just saw a show. It's not about like it wasn't about like sexual assault or anything like that. But it's a really good show. You should watch it. Little Fires Everywhere, guys. That's my little plug. It's on Hulu.
Little Fires Everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. It's a Hulu original. You should watch it. I don't know if I should tell you guys what happened now. So there was this one part.
Watch it, but yeah.
So there's this one part. I really want you guys to watch it. I shouldn't tell you what happens.
Anyways, all right, skip it then.
No. I'll just say, like, one of the sisters were talking about something, and she was like, I'm going to tell mom the truth. And she was like, that's fine. You can tell her, but she's not going to believe you. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was right there in the heart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that fucking sucks. I feel like...
Kerry Washington's in the show, and so is Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon? Hey, do you know what Reese Witherspoon would be without her spoon? Reese without her spoon. That is like the funniest name joke I've ever heard, bro. But honestly, I'm an investigation type of guy, okay? If somebody came up to me, actually, you don't have to come up to me. If I feel some type of way, I'm gonna do an investigation. I'm gonna figure shit out. Like, like I'm gonna be like, okay, but it's just yesterday you said you would be at home, and then when I called you, you were not at home. So you don't have to come with me. But if somebody came to me and they were like, this happened, blah 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 blah, I would definitely hear them out, try to figure shit out. And then if something like, you know, like my situation happened, I think now I mean, maybe I would kind of feel like, ooh, let's not just fire the person, because like that girl, that wasn't
no, but at least like do a thorough
investigation. Do an actual investigation, talk to people, ask people. Like, there's no way in fucking hell that somebody
look at the cameras.
Look at the fucking cameras. There's also no way in fucking hell that somebody's that persistent and nobody saw it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, you know, you don't just go around,
especially when it comes to
nobody sees it.
Especially when it comes to sexual assault, like that's a very serious.
Oh, like physical assault, like physically, sexually. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's no way you're not getting, unless you're fucking pulling her into a bathroom or some shit. Or excuse me, because men also get assaulted. Pulling him into a bathroom or something.
It's more common in women, though.
It is. You're right, but I don't want
to. Men also, yeah. Mm-hmm. But continue.
But there's no way. There's no. I'm sorry, but like if that shit happened, that is my foot. Yes, it is. I'm not saying no. A thorough investigation needs to be done. So now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you something. When it comes, I don't know why I turned into my mic like that, but you saw I almost smacked myself. When it comes to male, this is all right. Male and female.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They're fighting.
Okay,
you know.
I'm envisioning it. Okay.
You know where this is going. All right. Well, like, let's say this. All right, bro. She's like, "Yo, fuck you," and he's like, "Nah, fuck you." The only reason I'm doing this is because of what he's doing. So you're not gonna understand until you see the YouTube video on Sunday, because you're listening to this Friday, right? Anyways, all right. So she's like, "No, fuck you." He's like, "Nah, fuck you." And then he's like, "That's why that's why all your exes left your ass, you bitch." And then she goes, "Ah, smack." Wrong or right for him to smack her back? Wrong or right if he smacked her back?
It's hard.
Alright, ponder on it. Okay, let me ask you this. Two females. She's like, "Fuck you," and she's like, "No, fuck you. That's why all your exes left you, bitch." And then, boom, smacked her. Wrong or right if the girl smacks the girl back?
Oh, no, that's fine.
Nigga. Okay. Two dudes. And it's like, "Fuck you." I was gonna do two deep voices, but then I was like, nah, that's
what I was hoping, and then you was like,
"No,
Nah, fuck you.
Fuck you, nigga. And then the other one's like, nah, fuck you, nigga. And then he's like, that's why none of your exes wanted to stay with you. I don't know what I was trying to say. And he was like, smack. Wrong or right if you smack him back.
That's fine.
So you're telling me...
Wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. Time out. Are they in a relationship?
Yeah, all these people are in relationships.
Oh, no.
Committed relationships. None of it's okay.
No.
Alright, you stand by that? If you got smacked in the face, you would not smack them back?
I plead the fifth.
Alright, is there... Okay, so that's... First of all, so we're clear. Gentlemen, if a female puts her hands on you, that is domestic violence. Like it or not, you can be a victim of domestic violence if you have a penis. It's true.
Definitely.
And what you should do, because situation, been in it, you should not smack her back. In my opinion, listen, if somebody smacks me and I don't smack them back, it's a surprise. Because it's like, yo, someone hit me. But if your female smacks you, and the reason I'm saying this specifically male, female, this is a specific thing. You need to call the police. Don't restrain her. Don't hit her back. Don't walk away and come back later when she's calm. You need to, if it's a serious thing. If it's like a quick little smack, it's whatever. If you want to take it, take it. But if she's like beating the fuck out of you, like punching you, throwing shit at you, call the fucking cops. Remove yourself from the situation. Call the fucking cops. Let them come. Tell them what happened. Because I will tell you what will actually happen if she's crazy enough, which if she's beating your ass and throwing shit at you, she probably is. She'll wait for you to throw something back or hit her back, and then she'll call the cops. And guess what? Because you're a guy, you're going to jail. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Does not matter what the situation is. But yeah, no, I find it. I asked that because I find it kind of funny because people will be like, "Oh hell no, no nigga's gonna put his hands on me." But you can smack him. Yeah, why not? Nah, that's not okay. And then you have the other side where it's like, if it's a homosexual relationship where it's just like, oh, I don't know, is that okay? Because they're both the same sex. Is it okay? No, it's not. Because domestic violence is domestic violence, which is the point I was making when I said that men can be victims of domestic violence. So it's like, and trust me, I know because I have stab wounds. Because I was a victim of domestic violence. But it's just, that's the point. It's just a point. I had to ask that question.
It's another talk.
It can be, but like with all due respect, it falls in the same bracket where it's just like it needs to stop. It needs to stop somewhere. Honestly, I feel like you can always see the signs when you're with somebody who has a bad habit of being physical with their significant other, because it does usually start with their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really does, and it's like that nigga is disrespectful, and he is saying some disrespectful ass shit. Also, don't believe. Here's my thing, and I'm just gonna say this. We can end it after this, or you can add if you want to add. But my thing is, first thing that needs to stop happening is I really, 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 really need for males and females to stop saying all, because that shit bothers me. First of all, I'm not like your last nigga. I'm not like the nigga that's going to be after me. I'm not really like anyone else because I'm myself. So don't be like all niggas are like this, because it's not true.
All niggas are trash.
And so stop trying all niggas. Okay? So put your pussy back in your fucking pants and stop trying all niggas, and then you won't be able to say that. Anyways. So not all niggas are not trash, and don't believe that a man that has put his hands on a female before will always put his hand on a female. Because just like I said earlier when I was talking about how some people will hear me say the things that I'm saying right now and be like, nigga, what? You don't know my story. You don't know his story. You have no idea what happened. Like I just said, I have stab wounds. So if you think that I didn't turn around and defend myself, you're out of your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you need to know the situation. And yeah, some guys are all the same. But we said this. I said this in another episode where it's like if you keep getting with the same kind of guy, you got to realize you attract that, right? So if you keep ending up with a dude, because I've heard it before, where people are like, no, he never hit her. That I know of. He never put his hands on this one. He never cheated on this one. Why is he doing that to me? Because it's you. And I don't want to. I'm not saying it's your fault, but you got to realize if it's a pattern. Like you got to see that if it's a pattern, then it's probably something that you're attracted to. You're attracted to a violent type of dude, so you're probably pushing him. Because everybody has a limit. Everybody has a fucking limit. You could smack me in the face. Like that's why I was like, if you into it, if you want to take that, take it. Because you could smack me in the face. I'll get mad. I'll do that thing where I straighten up and I'm like, ooh, smack me again. I'm gonna come at your face. But you can smack me again. I'm not gonna come at your face. But if you continuously are fucking pushing me, what do you expect? Like I said, that girl, man, my ex, I was with her for like an entire year.
Wait, no, leave it. This is funny. He's like, oh, sorry.
Right now, my cat is
the shit out of the blanket.
Yeah, he's all right. I don't understand because he's fixed. But like my cat right now is just like he went to go play with a toy, and then we looked at him. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he ran away. And now he's needing a blanket, which probably to fuck it. And like we just looked at him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He wanted to stop. But like I said, yeah. So I was with that girl for like a year.
Angelo, did the blanket say you could do that?
Yeah, I guess. It's just laying there. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I was with that girl for like a year.
Maybe it's not okay. We're making jokes about this kind of stuff.
I mean, when we're sitting there telling dudes like knock it the fuck off, because like if you did that shit to my sister, I'd fucking come at you. I think it's okay to make certain jokes like the blanket, the inanimate object is just laying there asking for it. I think that's so. Round it up. Bring it all back together. It's not okay to constantly ask girls if they would like to go on a date or have sex with you. If she's wearing a skirt, she didn't ask for it. If she's at the club with her friends dancing and having a good time drunk, she's not asking for it. No means no, not yes. Learn the difference. If you need a dictionary, Webster's pretty fucking good. It's been around for a long time. You got anything else to add?
And then we need to become better allies and advocates for people who have been sexually assaulted. We need to be better advocates for women in general.
Mm-hmm.
We need to break the stigma that it is weird to stick up for women when it comes to these types of situations. And in general, we just need to create a better space for people to actually continue to come out and actually tell their story and say what happened. Because there are still a lot of people who aren't coming out and telling their story.
Agreed. And like I know, and this is one of those things where it's like, is it okay to joke about this? But it's like, the way that some guys be gawking and staring at girls' asses and stuff, I like low key kind of hope that when I'm wearing my gray sweatpants, there's girls that are like, yo, check out him in that aisle over there. He's shopping for something. Mm-hmm. He can come shop at my house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, really. That's always been a question that I had. Somebody said yes. Somebody told me that they definitely, when you're in basketball shorts and gray sweatpants, they be looking. So if you have a small dick, buy something else. You
shouldn't wear basketball shorts or gray sweatpants.
Just wear jeans at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Me, however, I wear gray sweatpants and basketball shorts.
That's one confident man right there.
I am pretty fucking confident. So, yeah. Hey, what size screen is that? All right, you know what? Before we get into random questions, because I just bought myself a new laptop, so I'm gonna go inquire about his laptop because I might have made a bad purchase. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for watching and listening to our podcast.
No. Sorry. Thank you for listening, then
I
watching
said-
our podcast.
Whatever.
Fucker.
Please like, subscribe, or should I say, please share our podcast.
Yo, facts, bro. All right, listen. Make sure you're sharing this shit.
Listen. We can see when people are watching. Watching and listening to our podcast.
Yes, because we have a website
That tracks the
where-
numbers of viewers and people who are listening.
So for everybody that's like, yeah, I listened to your new episode.
You're lying.
Fucking liar.
You're
Lies.
lying.
And for those motherfuckers, and you know who you are, that keep calling me Q-Tip, I'm the goddamn short guy. Bye.
I should be just a one-man show at this point. That's what.
Oh my god, that's loud.
So back to what I was saying.
Hold on. If they think I'm Q-Tip and I do all the talking, that's basically saying that this is the one-man show.
No, because they don't see me.
No, they don't see you.
Exactly. So
it's
couldn't
just
be like,
me. I'm the one man. That's the point. They don't see you.
No. They don't see me where we are. So like, if I went into your establishment, then they'd be like, "Hey, Q-Tip."
You think they would call you the short guy? You think they'd be like, "Hey, short guy"? You're like, what? No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
Although one
Because
of
they don't
them,
even
one
know
of them
who
was
you
like,
are.
"Oh, he's my favorite." I was like, first of all, you don't listen to the podcast. I know who does for a fact because, like we just said, it tells us the numbers. So the people that text me, I know they're 1 and 2 at least, or 3. I'm sorry, 3 people listen to the podcast that I know. 4 people. I have like no friends. We just discovered. I'm sorry, we already said bye, but we just discovered that our friends don't listen to our podcast. That was funny. That was so funny.
Like, oh yeah.
I was like, let me ask you a question. Which one of you 3 listen to the podcast? And we got this. We got I gotta get caught up.
Yeah,
with the episode.
I'm just like 2 episodes behind.
Actually, to be honest, I haven't listened to any other podcast. That shit was so funny. I was like, y'all bitches.
We can say that because they don't listen.
Exactly. That's why we can talk all the shit we want about our friends. Fuck that. No, don't fuck. No, I'm just kidding. No, for real. Our female friends are the best. And if our luck is the way our luck is, this will be the only podcast that they listen to. So I love you, girls.
We'll hear about it in the group text. Anyway,
Yeah.
like I said,
Boom.
like, subscribe,
Share.
share
Yup.
the podcast and the YouTube video. Thank you.
And respect all women and men.
Yes.
Respect all.
Just respect people.
Just respect. And animals. Creatures. Goodbye. Motherfucker.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything.